Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will discuss about the higher order functions in Python. So what exactly is a higher order function? A higher order function, or HOF in short, in Python is a function that either accepts one or more functions as arguments or returns a function as its output. So why we can do something like this inside of Python? Because Python functions are treated like objects, just like strings, list, and so on. And that is why we can pass the functions to another function, or we can get a function from a function. Okay, so let's see the higher order functions in action. So first of all, let's add a function greet. All right, it will take a name. Okay, and it will return the f string hello comma name. All right, and then we will have another function which is a little bit more formal. Okay, so the formal greeting. So this will take as an argument a function. All right, and the user name. Okay, and here, as you can see, it will return the function. Okay, it will call the function which is getting passed here. Okay, and it will pass the username. All right, and we can do something like upper. Okay, awesome. So this is our formal greeting function, which is a higher order function. And here, if we want to check it out, so what I'll do print and then formal greeting. First of all, we have to add the function which is greet. All right, and second, we have to pass a name, so John. Okay, as you can see, there we go. Run the program. So as you can see, we are getting hello John in capitalized. Okay, all right, so this is how a higher order function works. So here the formal greeting function is a higher order function because it is taking the function as a parameter here. Okay, so this is how the higher order function works. So this is one of the example. Now let's see another example where a function returns another function. Okay, so let's create a function multiplier. Okay, and this will take the factor. All right, and inside of that we will have another function which is multiply by. This will take a number. Okay, and return the number times the factor. And now you might be thinking like, hey, can we do something like this? So yes, we can do something like this because the factor here, we are getting it as a parameter, right? And this factor is now available inside of the inner function as well. And this is called the closure. In case if you do not know about closure, I have a dedicated video about the closures in my Python playlist. So there I have discussed about the closures in detail. Okay, all right. Now what I'll do, I'll go here and return multiply by. So it is returning this function here. Okay, so now we can do something like double equals to multiplier up to. Okay, and here I can just print double of something like 10. Okay, all right, so now if I run the program, we are getting 20. So as you can see, this multiplier function is another higher order function and it is returning a function here, right? So as you can see, the function multiplier is having another function which is multiply by inside of that and returning the multiply by function. Okay, so it acts as a factory for another function. Okay, and that is why this particular functions, the functions which returns another function from them, has a special name, which is the function factory. Okay, so this is a function factory. All right, so as you can see, the multiplier function is a higher order function. Why? Because it is returning a function from it. Okay, awesome. So this is basically the higher order functions in Python. Okay. Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will discuss about decorators in Python. In case if you do not have a proper understanding of higher order functions in Python, I will highly suggest you to check out the last video. Okay, there we have discussed about the higher order functions in details, and the concept of higher order functions is necessary to learn about decorators in Python. So what exactly is a decorator? A decorator in Python is a higher order function, but it has some benefits. So decorators let you add extra behavior to a function without changing the function's code. Okay? A decorator is a function that takes another function as input and returns a new function. Okay? So let's see that in action. First of all, let's create a function. Change case. Okay, this change case function will take another function as an argument. Okay, then we will have the inner function, so def wrapper. All right, this is the inner function, and here this function will return the func. Okay, it will run the func and it will uppercase. So what exactly we are expecting from this func? Basically, this func or this function which we are taking it as an argument should return a string, right? That is why we are calling the upper method here. And the upper method only works on the strings, okay? All right, and then what we can do, we can just return the wrapper. Simple enough, right? So this is a higher order function. Then let's add another function, which is greet. Okay. And here it will return something like hello, John. Okay. Simple enough, right? Now, how we can use these two functions? So first of all, what we have to do, we have to call the change case function and pass the greet function on it, okay, as the argument here. So as you can see, we are having the change case function and we are passing the greet function inside of that. And here we can do something like, let's do changed result equals to something like this. Okay, so now let's print the changed result. Okay, if I now run the program, so we are getting a function back. Why we are getting a function back? Because inside of the change case we are having this wrapper function and we are returning this function here. Okay, so to call the wrapper function, what we have to do, we have to do changed result and we have to call it here. Okay, now if I run the program, okay, we are not getting anything because we have to print, okay, as we are returning from it, right? All right, run the program, we are getting hello John. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So what exactly is happening currently right now? So we are having this change case function. This function takes another function as an argument or a parameter basically. Okay, and here as you can see, we are using the closure as well. So this function is available inside of the inner function, which is called wrapper in our case. And what we are doing, we are calling the func. So we are calling this function and then we are calling dot upper here. Okay, So this function should return a string. That is why we are calling the upper here, the upper method. And after this wrapper, we are returning this particular function here. Okay. All right. This is simple enough. And now what exactly we are doing? So when we are calling the change case here, and we are passing the greet function inside of that, so we are getting the wrapper function back, which is stored inside of the changed result variable. Okay. And then we are calling the changed result function here. Basically, this variable is a function because it is returning the wrapper here, right? So we are calling it and we are printing the result. Simple enough. So as you can see, the change case function is basically modifying the greet function, right? The output of the greet function here. Okay. So as you can see here, decorators let you add extra behavior to a function without changing the function's code. So here, the greet function, what we are currently having right now, we are not changing the code of the greet function, right? But by using the change case function, we are able to modify the output of the greet function. Simple enough. And as you can see, the change case function in our case is a decorator. Okay. So this is a decorator here. Now, as you can see, this is totally optional. So what we are doing here, we are calling the change case, passing this greet function here, and so on and so forth, right? But Python has a little bit cleaner syntax to do the exactly same thing. So what we can do, we can just comment out this one, right? And we are not calling the greet function here, right? We are passing the greet function, but we are not calling the greet function. So what we can do, just before the greet function, we can add the @ symbol and then change case. Okay. So this is the official basically syntax for the decorators in Python. So this will do the same thing. Okay. So it will pass the greet function inside of the change case and do the all of the things which is being happening inside of the change case function. So here what we can do something like result equals to greet, and we can print the result. Okay. It is quite similar to this one basically, but here we are not passing the function. We are just calling this particular function, which is greet, right? Now run the program. We are getting the same result. Hello, John. Okay. Awesome. So this is the introduction to the decorators in Python. So what exactly is a decorator? A decorator in Python is a normal higher order function. And what exactly the benefits of using the decorator? Decorator lets you add behavior to a function without changing the function's code. As you can see here, we are decorating this greet function by the change case decorator, right? But we are not modifying the code of the greet function itself. Okay. So this is the decorators in action. So all right, we have learned about decorators in Python. Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will discuss how we can take arguments in the decorated function. In the last video, we have discussed about the decorators in Python, right? We have a simple decorator, which is the change case, and we are applying the change case decorator inside of the greet function. Okay, quite simple. So this is the decorator function and the greet is the decorated function. All right. Now, as you can see, the greet function is not dynamic, right? So it will be better if we just take a name here and we can do something like hello, and we will create the if string name. Okay. So this will be better. So in that way, this greet function will be dynamic. Okay. But there is a problem if we do that. So if I just run the program, we will get the error. Okay, first of all, we have to pass the name here. So let's pass John. Okay. Now if I run the program, once again, we are getting the error. Why is that? Because in the last video, we have discussed about that, right? So under the hood, what happens is that change case is called with the greet function here. Okay, and currently right now the greet function is expecting the name here. So how we can pass the name in our decorator as well, because this function, the greet function, is being called inside of the decorator itself. Okay, so how we can do that? Quite easily. So here, as you can see, inside of the greet function, we are passing the name parameter. We are currently passing John. Okay, so what we have to do here, we have to grab this name and pass it to this function. So name. Okay, but now inside of this particular decorator, how we will be getting the name? So this name will be passed in the wrapper function. So name. Okay, I hope that makes sense. So what exactly is happening here? So we are passing the name parameter while calling the greet function right now, and this name parameter will be accepted inside of the wrapper itself, and from the wrapper we can pass the name to the function call. Okay, and then what will happen? This greet function will be called with the upper method here, right? So if I now run the program, we are getting hello John. Okay, so this is quite nice. But now what I want to create another function. So that greet full name, something like that, and it will take the first name and last name. Okay, and it will return mostly the same thing, hello, comma, first name and last name. Okay, so I have to add a comma here. So here will be last name. Okay, now I want to decorate this function here. So here I will do @change case. Okay, but there is a problem here. So as you can see, when we will be calling the greet full name, then we have to pass the first name and last name. But currently right now our wrapper function is getting only one argument, which is name. Okay, so now if I just do something like result of full name, and that will be greet full name John, or let's do Jane Doe. Okay, now if I just do print result full name, okay, now if I just do that, we will have the problem here, right? If I run the program, we are getting this error once again. So why is that? As you can see, this decorator is getting only one parameter, which is the name, and we are calling the function with that particular name. So this is problematic. So how we can solve this problem? Okay, so we can just create another decorator for that, but there is another solution. Remember, inside of the functions we have the star args and double star kwargs. We can use that here as well. Okay, so basically sometimes the decorator function has no control over the arguments passed from the decorated function. To solve this problem, we can add the star args and double star kwargs to the wrapper function. In this way, the wrapper function can accept any number of arguments, okay? Any type of arguments, pass them into the decorated function. So basically what we have to do, star args and then double star kwargs. Okay, I have to add a comma, double star kwargs. So we are getting all of the arguments and all of the keyword arguments here. Okay, and now we can pass star args and double star kwargs. Okay, I hope that makes sense, right? So in that way, we can just pass indefinite number of arguments and the keyword arguments to our function, right? So now our code is quite modular, right? Now if I run the program, we are getting hello John and hello Jane Doe. Okay, awesome. So in that way, we have made our decorator reusable. Okay, I hope that makes sense, right? So in this video, we have discussed about getting the arguments in the decorated functions. Okay, awesome. Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will discuss how we can preserve the function metadata while using the decorators. Okay, so in case if you do not know, every function in Python has two different attributes, basically the dunder name and the dunder doc. By using those, we can access the metadata of the function. Okay, so here, as you can see, here we are having the greet function, right? So I will just create a doc string here. So a simple function to greet John. Okay. All right. This is good. And here I will add another doc string as well. So this is the wrapper function. Okay. Inside the decorator. All right. Okay, so before moving forward, what I will do, I will create a simple function. So that my function, okay, and it will not take anything and return something like hello world. Okay, what I'll do, I will add the doc string here as well. So returns hello world. All right, so let's do a simple function that returns hello world. All right, so first of all, let's see how we can print the metadata of this function. So print, and here my function dot double underscore name double underscore, and then we can do the doc as well. Okay. All right, so this is how we can access the function metadata. Run the program. We are getting my function for the function name. Okay, and then we are getting a simple function that returns hello world. Simple enough. So as you can see, by using these attributes, the dunder name and the dunder doc, we can access the function metadata. Okay, so this is all good. But now let's see what happens for this greet function. So this greet function has this decorator here, which is change case. Okay, so now let's do something like this. So print greet dot double underscore name double underscore. Okay, and then we are doing the doc as well. Okay, so what we are expecting here, we are expecting the name will be greet and the doc will be this doc string, right? So now if I run the program, we are getting wrapper. This is the wrapper function inside the decorator. So what exactly is happening? We are not getting the metadata for this particular greet function. We are getting the metadata for this wrapper function. And why is that? Because inside of this wrapper function, we are calling this function, right, with the args and the keyword arguments. And that is why we are getting the name of the wrapper function and the doc string of the wrapper function. So this is not good, right? So in case if you are basically trying to write a library and you are using decorators heavily there inside of your Python library, then this will be a little bit problematic, right? To fix this, what we can do, we are having a built-in module for that. Okay, so here what we have to do, on the top we have to import from functools, import the wrap or wraps. Okay, so it is with S. All right, now what we have to do, while using our decorator here, we have to decorate this wrapper here. Okay, so we have to do this one @wraps, and here we have to pass the function which we are getting from our decorator here. So func. Okay, So here what we are doing, we are decorating our wrapper function here inside of the decorator itself. Okay, so now if I now run the program, as you can see, now we can access our function metadata. So we are getting greet and then a simple function to greet John. Okay, so we are getting the metadata for our greet function here. Okay, so in that way we can preserve the metadata of our decorated functions in Python. Okay. Hey, welcome back. In this video, we will discuss how we can create decorators with arguments. Okay. Currently, right now, our decorators do not take any sort of arguments, right? So decorators can accept their own arguments by adding another wrapper level. Okay. So let's see that in action. First of all, we are having this particular one, the change case here. Okay. So currently right now, what I want to do, depending on a condition, I want to just turn the string, which is this function is returning, to uppercase or lowercase. Okay. So how we can do that? First of all, what we have to do, we have to define another function, def change case, that can be of same name, and it will take a number. Okay. All right. And now what I'll do, I'll just do something like this. Okay. And after the wrapper, I will return the change case. Okay. So this change case function is defined inside of this particular change case function, right? And that is why this is enclosed within this function. In case if you do not want to have this change case, then what you can do something like inner func, something like that. It doesn't matter. Okay, the name doesn't matter. All right, so we are having this change case function here, and this change case function is taking a num, and here we are having the inner function, which is taking the function. Okay, this is taking the decorator basically, and then we are having the wraps inside of the functools. In case if you do not know what I am talking about, please check out the video where we have discussed how we can preserve the metadata of the decorated functions. Okay, all right. Then we are having the wrapper here. Okay, all right. And now what I want to do something like this. So there, what I can do something like if number equals to 1, then I want to do is, let's declare a variable result equals to, I want to do something like this. So cut it out from here, paste it down here. So if number is 1, then I want to do uppercase, else I want to do result equals to, I want to do the same thing, but I want to turn it lowercase. Okay. And then after that, we can just return the result. Okay. Then we are returning the wrapper, and then we are returning the inner function here. Okay. All right. So now formatter is doing its job. So now, as you can see, our code is being formatted here. Now what I can do something like this. So we are having this greet function here. So here, after this one, I can just pass 1. Okay. So if I do that, and then what I'll do, I'll just get rid of these ones and get rid of this ones as well. And here, what I can do something like this. So now what we can do result equals to greet, and we have to pass the name, which is John. Okay. And now we can print the result. All right. So now let's see what happens. So here we are passing 1. So here inside of this decorator, this number is 1. That is why it will be uppercased. Run the program. We are getting hello John. In case if we pass 2 here, okay, let's do that here. Okay, all right, run that, and as you can see, we are getting lowercase here. Okay, so our decorator is running properly. So as you can see, in this way, we can create a decorator that can accept the arguments. Okay. To create a decorator that can accept the arguments, what we have to do? We have to create our another level of function, basically the outer function. And then inside of that, we have to create our inner function, which will take the function. The outer function will take the parameter, which we want to pass inside of the decorator. And the wrapper function, which is the most inner function, will do the logic. And after that, we have to return the result here from the wrapper. Then we have to return the wrapper. And then we have to return the inner function altogether. I know this is a little bit confusing, but I am doing my best to simplify the things for you. Okay, so I hope that makes sense. So in that way, we can create decorators with arguments. Okay, awesome.